What's up, you, with your girl Marsha the Dreamer? Listen, do I have another amazing, powerful message for my dreamers today? But before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and come join the dream team. Turn up just a little bit. So today's message, I haven't came up with a title yet. I'm gonna figure that out at the end, but I know it's dealing with self-doubt and self-hate, right? And I've been in seasons where like I doubted myself, and I really didn't like myself for the decisions that I was choosing, and I had to learn how to really love me, right? And so I just want to let you know today that God said that you got to stop hating you, right? Because when you hate yourself, how can you be a lover of God? Because God created you. Like, you can't be doing that. Like, you got to learn how to love you. I know you made mistakes. I know you did some wrong things, but you got to forgive yourself so you can move forward. You got to understand that the type of situations that you were in before and the mistakes that you made, your maturity level wasn't there. And so you got to be able to discern that and separate, like, listen, I messed up. But that doesn't mean that my life is ruined. That doesn't mean that everything that I've done had put me in a place where now I can't receive what God is trying to do for me. It's time for you to forgive yourself. It's time for you to let go. You are worthy. Somebody who's listening to this message, I want to let you know that you are worthy. You are more than worthy what God is trying to do for you. But he can't move in your life if you got that hate that you feel about yourself. And you know what I'm talking about. Like that low self-esteem. Like those insecurities, that shame that you keep putting yourself through. Let that go. That ain't nothing but the enemy trying to make you feel that you ain't worthy of what you're trying to do because you made a mistake. So he makes you feel like you're ashamed and I can't face God. So now you ashamed because you don't want to do this and you don't want to do that, right? Or you dealing with that guilt. Let that go. Or you doing that low self-esteem because everybody who you dated or everybody you dealt with in your path, they mistreated you. So now you don't feel worthy. But I'm here to tell you that you are more than worthy. Don't hate yourself. Whoever did you wrong is because they hated their self. Or they were dealing with their own personal issues, their own trauma. But today you got to let all that go because God is trying to do some amazing things in your life, but you holding back because you self-doubting yourself. You're not really loving yourself. It's time for you to really love you unconditionally. Love you when you down. Love you when you up. Love you when you got bad flaws and all. Love you when you inconsistent. Love you when you doing good. Like, a lot of us just want to love ourselves and pat ourselves on the back when we see things going good for us or when we doing good for ourselves. No, pat your back when you keep falling short. Let yourself know that I love you and I'm there for you unconditionally. No matter what I go through, I'm going to be there for myself. And that's where a lot of us are lacking. We're lacking in that self-love area. So we just allow anybody to mistreat us. We allow anybody to use us just because we want comfort, just because we want some security, or we want somebody in our life. And God is telling you that, listen, I'm your comfort. I'm your confidant. I'm your love. I'm everything that you need. I'm going to fulfill you. And so you're lacking that because you don't believe in yourself. You don't think highly of yourself. So how can somebody think highly of you if you don't think highly of yourself? And then you find yourself in cycles that you can't get out of because you hate yourself. And I hate to use that word because it's powerful, but a lot of y'all need to be exposed. Not exposed like in a bad way, but I'm saying that spirit that lives in you needs to be exposed. It needs to come out. And the fruits of God needs to come in. You need to be gentle, peaceful with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Have self-control. That's God's fruits, right? You know, like, don't allow how others treat you to determine your worth. A lot of people battle with that because their dad or their mom or their cousin or their family or their husband or their boyfriend or girlfriend, whoever it is in their life, they mistreated them. So then they think that they're not worthy, because you say to yourself, well, if I was worthy, then people will love me. If I was worthy, people would treat me right. If I was worthy, they would have never did me wrong. No, like I said earlier in the video, a lot of things that people are battling with is their own stuff, their own trauma, their own pain, their own self-hate. And then they put it on you, and then you receive it as if it's yours. But today, you're not going to receive anything that is not of God. You're not going to receive anything that is not of Him. Because one thing for sure and two for certain, that you are a child of the Most High God. And God created you to be wonderfully and beautifully made. And that's what you're going to receive. You're going to receive those things that God said that you are. And you're no longer going to accept what the enemy said that you are. It is time for you to love yourself and stop doubting yourself. Start believing in you. Start believing in God. Know that God got a purpose for your life. But God can't move in your life if you don't get it right. And what I mean by getting it right is not being perfect, but I mean by just letting it go and surrender. Telling God, listen, forgive me for all my sins. I don't know what to do or where to go. I'm filthy. I made mistakes. Forgive me. I surrender. I want your will and no longer mine. And that's what I mean by that. God wants your all. He wants your time. He wants your devotion. He wants your dedication. And we try to give our focus to the world, our focus to these worldly things. And it's no good for us, and it leaves us empty. And then we wonder why we're battling what we're going through, because we're allowing the worldly things to come within us. And then it's breaking us and destroying us. And now we don't feel strong enough. We don't feel like we're capable enough. We don't feel like we're worthy enough. But if you tap into the word of God and you tap into prayer, you tap into God's presence, you're going to know that you overqualified. You are overqualified when you are a child of the Most High God. So enough is enough. Stop doubting yourself. Stop being mean to yourself. Start loving you. I don't care if you made the same mistake after you get done with this video. Love you. But try to do better. Keep doing better. Take small steps towards where you're trying to go. And lean on God. A lot of us are trying to lean on ourselves. We don't got it. We don't. We don't. So when you're weak, you call on God. When you lost, you call on God. When you lonely, you call on God. When you keep sinning, you call on God. And God will redirect your path. He'll help you. I'm just tired of seeing it, man. I'm just tired of seeing it. Like, you could just see people who are battling with this. And you don't have to battle with this when you're a child of the Most High God. Like, I feel like, religion teaches that you have to do this, and this and that. But I don't believe in religion. I believe in relationship with Jesus Christ. Okay? I believe in God is going to take you through your journey the way He wants your journey to go. And who cares about how people think of you? Like, no, because that person who's judging you probably did something 10 times worse than you, but they doing it behind closed doors, or they did it behind closed doors. But then they want to, make you feel like you a bad person and stuff. Like, no, you're not a bad person. You're a human. But you got to get it right, though. I'm not on here saying like, oh, you just can freely sin and freely do this. No, like, you have to be obedient to God. You have to walk in faith. You have to try to be better. You have to. You have to keep trying. You can't sit in your sin. You can't. You can't sin in this. You can't sit in this worldly things. You have to keep moving, keep trying, and keep trying to do better than what you've already done. And then God will do the rest. You got an addiction to something, it's hard, right? So you just take one step at a time and you keep trying to stop. And then when you feel weak, you call on to the Most High. You keep going back to a relationship that you know. You try to stop. You try your hardest and you give it your all. And what else you can't do, you give it to God. Meet God halfway. But that's all I have for y'all today. I just want y'all to stop doubting yourself and start loving yourself, because you're going to be with you for the rest of your life. You know, like, you all you got. You and God. So, I mean, and of course, people who have, like, you know, good family members and stuff like that. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, it's you and God on this journey of where God is trying to take you. You have to let go of that self-doubt and that self-hate, because God can't do nothing with that. It's time for you to love yourself because you deserve it. I'll see y'all next time on my next video, and I hope y'all ready and excited, because I'm gonna keep coming with some bangers, because God, he on the road. All right.